Hello there, lovely. Good morning and welcome to Camnet TV Breakfast Show, where we urge you to rise and thrive this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. It is the 10th of February in the year 2025. My name is Joe Smarter. And of course, I'm here to be with you in terms of current affairs and nothing but the best in current affairs. Of course, you are at the right place. Now, before we get into anything, yesterday we received sad news from our sister country, that is Namibia, where the founding father, Dr. Sam Nujoma, passed on yesterday as Namibia mourns the passing of the founding president. Now, Namibia is mourning following the passing of its founding president, Sam Nujoma, who played a pivotal role in the country's independence struggle and served as its first head of state from 1990 to 2005. Now, Dr. Nujoma, born on May 12, 1929, was a revolutionary leader and the founding president of Southwest Africa People's Organization, SWAPO. He spearheaded Namibia's liberation from South African rule, leading the country to independence in 1990. His leadership laid the foundation for national unity, economic development, and democracy in the country. Now, during his 15-year presidency, Dr. Nujoma focused on strengthening Namibia's institutions, advancing education and healthcare, and promoting regional stability. Even after stepping down in 2005, he remained a respected elder statesman and an influential voice in Namibian politics. His passing marks the end of the era of Namibia, with tributes pouring in from various parts of the world. Leaders, citizens, and international community have hailed him as a symbol of resilience, freedom, and progress. So that's that's the news item that we received regarding the passing of Namibia's founding father, Dr. Sam Nujoma. Now, there's a picture or a photo rather that has got the former Namibian founding father, Dr. Sam Nujoma, the founding father of Mozambique, Dr. Samora Machel, and of course the founding father of Zambia, Dr. Camnet David Muchizia Kaunda, and also the founding father of Zimbabwe, Dr. Robert Mugabe. And people are captioning that particular photo as the end of an era, seeing that all the members of that particular photo have since crossed over to the other side. So that's the sad news coming from Namibia regarding the passing of its founding father, Dr. Sam Nujoma. And of course, we offer our condolences. And President Hakainde Hichilema as well on his Facebook page did, we monitored, he did send condolences to Namibia. Okay, let's get into it. Interesting headlines coming through from our daily tabloids this particular morning. What newspaper are we starting with this morning? Okay, we go to the broadsheet, the Zambia Daily Mail. Now, speculations were fueling yesterday on social media that a number of Patriotic Front faction members of parliament were meeting President Hakainde Hichilema to get assurance of adoption and protection of their parliamentary seats in 2026. And these were treated as speculations on social media. However, it's there on the state-owned newspaper, the Daily Mail. PFMP stand ground on UPND support. Slam Mao Sampa's assertion they crossed the floor. Okay, so that's the headline right there from the broadsheet, the Zambia Daily Mail, talking about Patriotic Front members of parliament being led, of course, by Mafinga, member of parliament, who happens to be Patriotic Front faction president, Mr. Honorable Robert Chavinga. And of course, on the other hand, we have the Mao Sampa-led PF faction, and on the other hand, we have the Edgar Chagwalungu-led Patriotic Front faction. So we have three Patriotic Front-led factions. However, the first one, the Robert Chavinga-led Patriotic Front faction, is the one that claims ownership of the party, and they claim that they have the certificate from the Registrar of Societies, which makes them the legal owners of the Patriotic Front. Now, seeing that 2026 is coming, stakeholders are hoping that the Patriotic Front can put their house in order, seeing that they are the largest opposition political party in Parliament, at National Assembly rather. Stakeholders are calling for them to put their differences aside and come together as one party so that they can put up a formidable fight in 2026. However, Honorable Robert Chavinga and his Patriotic Front seem to have entered into an agreement, a sort of agreement, working agreement with the ruling broadsheet newspaper, the Daily Mail, where PF MPs attended a meeting with President Hakainde Hichilema there. Okay, see on the same newspaper we have H.H. Mons Nujoma. Now, like we said, that President Hakainde Hichilema did offer his condolences to former founding father of Namibia, Dr. Sam Nujoma, who passed on yesterday. And on the far right, we have Musokotwane, one strict adherence to budget. Okay, down here, sub-headline, we have boy kills self after chat over poor grades. Sad reading there. We also have Chamulimba women get into business with CDF. Okay, so that's how the Zambia Daily Mail looks like, state-owned newspaper there. Okay, we go to another daily tabloid. What do we have? Okay, interesting headline there. Interesting headline. Drunk? Question mark. Let's put our money to our mouth, says education impartial withdraws. Interesting headline there. Then we also have our nightmare now is H8 successor for 2031, says UPND. Then we have AG report incorrect, SMEs PS. Those are some that's a banner headline there. Then obviously we have sub headlines there on the news diggers this particular morning. But let's come to our nightmare is HH successor for 2031 UPND. The question is, do these so-called political parties have succession plans in place? We saw, for instance, when let's go back to 1964 to 1990 or 1991 when the UNIP lost election. We saw that they didn't have a succession plan in place. We saw the former head of state then, our founding father, trying to come back in 2026 to contest elections, which was barred from contesting. Fast forward, we saw when former President Frederick Chiluba of the MMD, when he wanted to go for a third term and the Zambian citizens rejected that particular bid, he settled for his successor, Dr. Levi Patrick Mwanawasa, who ruled the country for 7 years, and again we saw him being succeeded by former President, may so rest in peace, Dr. Rupia Bwezani Banda. Then, when the MMD lost elections, we saw the Patriotic Front coming into government under the leadership of Dr. Michael Chilufya Sata, and unfortunately he answered the Lord's call, and we saw succession wrangles emerging. Now, we had former, in fact, Member of Parliament for Matero constituency, Honorable Mao Sampa, being declared the president of the Patriotic Front. On the other hand, there was another camp declaring former President Edgar Lungu as the president for the Patriotic Front, and obviously he subsequently became the president of the party and the president of PND after the demise of its founding, one of its founding members. He wasn't the only one that founded UPND. Hichilema now, then he was Hichilema now, then he was a member of the UPND succeeding Mr. Anderson Mazoka, and now the party says it's trying to find successors for 2031 who can succeed President Hakainde Hichilema after, in an event that he wins 2026, then he's given another term. which will end in 2031. Then he'll be done with his 2 terms. Then the party is talking about finding a successor. Our question is, do political parties have a succession plan in place? Do they have a really working succession plan in place, or those that express interest to take over leadership from a party president are silenced, or they are scared to come out and declare that I also want to be president one day? So UPND is saying they are having the most difficult part now is to find a successor for President Hakainde Hichilema. That's their nightmare, according to this particular sub-headline in the News Diggers this particular morning. Then also, how NAPSA fraudulently paid 6 million kwacha in partial withdrawals. We are yet to see where this matter will end up because this is obviously a parastatal institution, okay, or quasi-government institution, if you like. How can they fraudulently pay 6 million kwacha in partial withdrawals when we're having issues of medicines in hospitals? These are monies for our pensioners. Mind you, this money does not belong to this institution. These are monies that are paid by all of us who come for work, all of us who wake up in the morning to go and work. We pay NAPSA contributions, and how can they pay 6 million kwacha fraudulently in partial withdrawals? I think answers need to be given. We need to know how this money was fraudulently paid. This is the headline in the News Diggers. It is already in public domain, and we need a statement regarding this particular matter. I hear the Minister of Finance says that he's going to be strict on the budget. Can you also add a voice on how NAPSA fraudulently paid 6 million kwacha in partial withdrawals? We need to know. This is the people's money. How can the institution be so reckless to fraudulently pay 6 million kwacha in partial withdrawals? We need answers to that. Okay, let's go to another headline, to another daily tabloid. Okay, we go to the Must newspaper. Now, the Must newspaper comes with the headline, "Give us cash, not inputs. Hungry farmers choosing money over inputs. Official." Okay, that's a screaming headline there coming from the Must. Then we also have Nujoma lived a consequential life, saved Namibia, Mbumba. Okay, we know how UPND still votes Tonse Alliance there. Sampa warns of 4 more by-elections. SP Lord Tonse hard fought victory. Okay, that's how the Must looks like this particular morning. That's how the Must looks like this particular morning. As we begin to pave way for our guest this morning, who's coming from the Citizens First Party, Mr. Chintu. He will be joining us in a few minutes on this particular platform. But for now, is our video ready where the CEO for tourism has aged or was aging members of the public to embrace local tourism? Our clip is ready. We go on this particular clip. We'll be right back.
Let me recognize the presence of my co-director, Madam Siatwambo, who is in our midst. Thank you so much, Madam Siatwambo. Without your support, we wouldn't have been the institution we are today. You've been a great pillar.
I wanted to drive this point home, taking advantage of the presence of maybe my office and also the guest of honor, that we can be deliberate in ensuring that what is ours is enjoyed by us first. What will be the essence of having such good infrastructure if government can't come and do their workshops here, sir? If NGOs can't bring their workshops here, then what will Twalumba become? It will be a white elephant. I've seen, guest of honor, I've seen a lot of good pieces of work done by our own children of the soil. And yet we have a tendency, like Caristo rightly put it, to think that only that which is Europe is tasty. I want to take advantage of my position also as a board member for Twalumba, not as a commissioner for government, to lobby and ask government, plead to government to support Twalumba group of companies. It would be very painful, guest of honor, that after having labored, when Boma was talking about the director and his wife being one and planning big like this, you tend to wonder, what would these people go through after all these tireless planning nights and we don't support this facility? I'm sure that this must be the destination, guest of honor. We can deliberately parade an anthem into government and its peripherals, that when we are moving from one point or the other, as long as that road crosses along Twalumba, we must pass through here for a stopover.
That's the thinking behind Take a Holiday. I'm local. It's a campaign that is going to run every year for 6 months, where we come to hotels and lodges, ask them to drop a rate for the local tourists so that we make it a bit more affordable. And we've been recruiting a lot of hotels and lodges across the country to make sure that we actually afford these holidays. I'm sure we'll be signing one with Twalumba to ensure that once you put that rate for this one, I should be the first one to get a weekend and get one of these here.
Hey. Shanda. Yeah. So you have to have all these people because they make the tourism industry tick. Lastly, in terms of what we're about to see, look, there is not a country without cultural heritage is a dead country. And what you see today is a group of companies or a manager, a director, people that have got a vision to make sure we realize that we are Zambians. And when tourists come, they just don't come to sleep in hotels. They want to know your story. What do you believe in? How do you dance? How do you eat? What do you eat? These are the answers these people are answering. I mean, the questions they are answering. Okay? And that's why we are here. Culture is extremely important. And if there is anything the people of the world, Kuchalo, Zambia Kuchalo, they admire about us, is the fact that 72 tribes, 10 provinces, and so many people can be one in diversity. We deserve a round of applause. Okay? So, my final appeal is that ladies not always associate good things, good tourism products with Muzungus. I have nothing against Muzungus. Please don't misquote me. But you know, I've grown up in the tourism industry. There was always a time when whenever you saw something beautiful with nice things and what have you, nice rooms, you would hear somebody whispering, Pali Muzungu apa, I'm sure. Even when they say blackface, I'm sure Kuli Muzungu, they have just been used as fronts. I hated to hear those. But now we are celebrating indigenous Zambians who've invested in the tourism industry.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this particular morning. Now we are joined by our guest, like we said, Mr. Vincent Chintu, coming from the Citizens First. He is the Secretary General and he joins us this morning. Mr. Chintu, good to see you and welcome.
Good to see you, Joe, and it's good to be here. Good morning, viewers.
Okay, good to have you here. Mr. Chintu, without much further ado, let's get into it. There are by-elections that took place. But let's find out. First of all, let me take you back to Kawamba.
Yes.
Let me take you back to Pambasha. What really happened there? We heard the headlines coming from the Citizens First.
Well, Joe, in Pambasha, our candidate was disqualified because by mistake he took a certified copy for his voter's card, which was expired.
Okay.
Yes. So on those grounds, he was disqualified. We thought it was unfair on our part because what we know is that a candidate needs to be just a registered voter, and it is the duty of ECZ to check if that candidate is really registered or not. I'll give you an example, Joe. When you are driving a vehicle and you have forgotten your driver's license back home, the traffic officers won't ask you for the original one. They'll just say, are you sure you have a driver's license? Give us the number. You see, not even a number, even from your NRC, they will check in their system. And when they see that you are really, a person who has a license, a licensed driver, then you will have no problem. So we had to take the issue to court, to High Court, and unfortunately, the judge, the High Court judge, through our petition, he said no, the returning officer was in order to disqualify our candidate.
Were you satisfied with that ruling?
We were not very happy with that ruling.
Okay.
But we said maybe next time we won't make the same mistake. We'll make sure that when going to do the filing in, we carry our voters cards. So that's what we are telling our aspiring candidates, and even our members who would want to take part in voting, because if you really forget your voters card, you are going to be penalized. So we are telling them also to register in numbers so that they support this party that they belong to.
Okay. Let's go to Petauke. We have seen that an opposition political party MP has emerged. And you come from the opposition, Mr. Chintu, which means it's a score, it's a plus for the opposition political parties in Zambia. Did CF take part in the Petauke by-election as well?
Yes, we did take part in the by-election in Petauke, and we went in as the hooker, an alliance. We are still in the alliance with other political parties. So we did participate, and another alliance of Tonse also participated, and the government in power under UPND and other political parties. And we are happy that that seat has been scooped by the opposition. Because by all means we should show the people that this is a democracy. And though some of the happening in there, especially where violence is concerned, vote buying, and some of these things were not showing that we are in a democracy, because things.
So those things were happening on the ground?
Yes, those things were happening. Yes, those things were happening, which is very unfortunate. So going forward, we are asking those that buy votes, especially the government in power, to stop that. I'll give you an example of the by-election in Itawa ward where we are also participated. It's a ward, it was a ward, by-election. As Citizens First, we campaigned throughout. And on the day of the elections, we were told cows were slaughtered in near polling centers. You see, people were given money and then told, when coming back from voting, you come and get your chunk of meat. So I job politics, you see, even in Petauke, it was the same also.
Cows were being slaughtered.
Sorry? Cows were being slaughtered, yes. Meters away from the polling station. Nobody is saying go back, Joe.
I was about to ask you that question, Bachintu.
Yes.
But is it a testament or a confirmation that there are high levels of hunger? Because for you to be given a piece of meat.
Well, Joe, I want to chura. Even in wherever these things are taking place, such things are happening. There is maize, which is said is coming from FRA, and then there is also chunks of meat, and then voters are told, if you do not vote for us, you won't see this meat. And now imagine you are Joe Mulin Sarah. When you end up doing what they are
for you to eat.
Just for you to eat. You see? So that's how unfortunate it is for now. So I think people are so hungry. The government we have now, it is impoverished and through. They'll make you, you know, impoverish you to the levels whereby you can do anything.
When meat comes.
Yes.
Okay, now watching to, I'm sure you were opening up now the questions for the cost of living. Now, you are aware, you have been traveling, you are in Wapula province, you went to Eastern province, you are back in Lusaka, and you have seen the living conditions of the Zambian citizens. In an event, 2026 comes, the people of Zambia give Citizens First a mandate to govern over the affairs of this country. How are you going to address the issue of cost of living?
Actually, the first thing, Joe, is to make sure that we reduce the cost of living.
Okay.
And one thing that we should look at is the Pamalawa, Joe.
Okay.
So the issue of milimi, you know, most of us Zambians, we like eating in Shima.
Yes.
That is our staple food anyway. So we just have to make sure that we encourage growing of more maize, which we can have as our food, and also export for, you know, for forex.
Okay.
You see, a lot of Zambians rely on farming, and just farming, Wajo, it can also create a lot of employment, because agriculture is so big, you know, it's so huge. You say you can go into chicken rearing, you can go into goat rearing, you can go into fish farming, you know, farming of crops, and it is so huge, and it can just employ a lot of Zambians. But this government has not taken care of that. Imagine if more money was pushed into agriculture, you are going to see that agriculture itself was going to create maybe 50% of the employment that the Zambians want. Maybe even more than that. You see? So Citizens First, actually that's one of our roots of our tree of Citizens First.
Okay.
It is agriculture. You know? Of course we have the manufacturing industry, which we are also pushing, because we know that bringing the industries, it is going to help the Zambia, even its economy, to grow, because we'll be able to add value to whatever we grow and whatever we mine. And just by doing that, we are going to also create a lot of employment. Okay. And also we are going to make a lot of money for the country. So Citizen First in power, you are going to see that things are really going to change, because we are going to make use of our natural resources to add value, and also export and any forex.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kindly call on 0973 852700. We are receiving a text. We've received a text message to that regard. Please call on 0973 852700. We have Mr. Vincent Chintu, the Secretary General of the Citizens First Party, right here in our studio. Now, Mr. Chintu, there has been a concern that we talk about the agriculture sector, we talk about the mining sector, but we do not talk about the manufacturing industry as well. And we have noticed with concern, and these are concerns from stakeholders, saying that Zambia does not even manufacture a toothpick. With so many trees being cut down and concerns coming in about climate change because trees are being cut down indiscriminately, we are not seeing even a toothpick being manufactured right here in Zambia, not even a paper plate being manufactured in Zambia, not even seat belts being manufactured in Zambia. Mr. Chintu, is this the route that Citizens First is going to take?
Actually, like I said earlier, Joe, Citizen First is looking at bringing back the industries. Okay. You are right when you say we have no industries in Zambia, because even the few industries which we had, which were Kaunda left, we are sold. You see, we are sold for a song. Citizens First in power is looking at bringing back the industries. Okay. We are saying we've got a lot of natural resources which we haven't put to use. Most of the time we just export it in raw form. Talk of the minerals, talk of the things from agriculture, talk of the harvest of the trees, and you see, why can't we start adding value to these things from here? Those are the industries people are talking about. And Wajo, there is no country in the world which has developed without industries. You see? As we are just going to remain slaves if we don't bring about the industries that we are talking about. Citizen First in Power is going to make sure that we bring back the industries. The industries will be brought in a way that already we have...
Okay. Just hold your thought, Mr. Chintu there. We do have a caller who would like to speak to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, comrade.
Good morning, Mr. Chileshe. Long time?
I've been around. I went to America to try and negotiate with Trump to see how they can give Zambia the life-saving aid.
Like the Zambian ambassador said, you are also in talks with the U.S. government.
We are in talks.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Secretary General, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Thank you.
No, we always watch Camnet. We are on the background. So
Sure, sir.
whenever you see us quiet, know that we are together.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Just an encouragement to Citizen First. You know, Zambia in 1991, our leaders then, our fathers, decided to have multi-party democracy. So don't be discouraged. Encourage the leaders to be on firm ground. You never know what comes next.
But before you go, before you go,
yes, sir.
I want to find out what are your views regarding the defeat of the UPND in Petauke Central Constituency. What are your thoughts?
I am coming there. I just wanted to give a piece of advice to Citizen First. As always, you are in UKA, and we are saying don't join Tonsa Alliance, because one of the reasons why we do encourage you not to do that is, one, look at this, and this is the fact. Your president, Hari Kalaba, destroyed Edgar Lungu by resigning from his administration and pointed out a few things like corruption. So we know the man that you want to back, who is ECL. ECL is something else. He will destroy Hari Kalaba, and he will reduce chances of him being the next president in future. So that is my piece of advice. It's a welcome losing in Petauke, and we congratulate the people of Petauke, the Tonsa Alliance, because it has slapped us on our face, so that maybe we see what some of us has been saying about how we are doing politics in UPND. I am not a spokesperson, and this is what I'm saying is my own opinion and my own view. As a supporter, if you like, let me not the member, but as a supporter. Because supporter takwa kumulesha yena na ngute member yena supporter yena kutabana kunze kula kuina the supporter. Yeah, so as a supporter, it has given you what we have been talking about. Let me give you this example, comrade. Today, find them come to Ngwelele Ward 22 in Mandel constituency. Come and search for the UPND award office here in Garden. You won't find it. It's not even working. So how do you think that going forward we are going to do better? Zero.
Okay.
The party has to have party activities that will bring these that want to join the political party in government. But if as we can't even have the activities here in Ngwerere Ward 22 as a party, how are we going to attract other political parties that maybe they have not kept well in that political party and they want to come to us? You get my point. Yes, so when you go to Petauke, we have said this, and I've given an example to say, even the management committee tell us Since when did you visited Malole constituency from the time that we won as management, and go and see what Malole constituency has been doing on a political side?
Okay.
No one. We won 2021 election with a sympathy vote, Rajoy. And this is the truth. And this sympathy vote is not going to happen in 2026 because we have been given mandate.
Okay.
And what we need to do now is to prove beyond any reasonable doubt. Any reasonable doubt. You understand?
Yes.
So our leaders should not think of tomorrow in 2026, people are going to vote with a sympathy vote of how President Hakainde Hichilema was mistreated, how this one was mistreated. What is going to happen in 2026 is a vote of what we have done since we were given a vote of sympathy. Okay? So, what I'm saying is, we have been talking about funding the grassroots starting function so that others can see to say, pariko na ba UPN. Number one, set to
That in conclusion, so that Mr. Chintu can react.
Yeah, so as I conclude, I am urging the leaders to say, let's go back to our drawing board. Let's pick few things from what we are saying, even though you can't take it seriously, but this is the reality. Let me, as I conclude, I pick one thing which I feel is very important. These are the things that we are taking it lightly, but are the ones that are causing us a lot. Let me pick the statement by ZESCO, where ZESCO has said, we are giving now people 7 hours of power. Which compound? I challenge them. Which compound? I challenge them. And in that report, you know what it is, Wajo? It has even gone to the president, and the president maybe he has said, at least we have improved and have given people 7 hours. Tell me which compound. I challenge ZESCO to say, which compound are you giving them 7 hours of? And do you think we are safe? We are not safe. Let the president, if at all maybe is listening, let him appoint independent minds of people who are truthful to go on the ground and give a consolidated report to the president. The truth report to reflect what is happening on the ground so that the president can react. Not a fake report like Wazesco, and you want the president to be reacted so that in 2026 we fail. We love the party more than you are surrounding the president. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chileshe, for coming through from Garden right there. Mr. Chintu, you've taken note of what Mr. Chileshe was saying. Please.
Thank you so very much. And Mr. Chileshe seems to be a UPND supporter.
Sympathizer, yes.
Sympathizer, yes. And from what he has said, I think he's a patriot because he's even able to advise people who are in opposition, like myself and my party, through the president, Hari Kalaba. He holds an opinion that President Hari Kalaba destroyed the PF, which anyway is his opinion. Yes, and President Kalaba, I think, is a man who is free to work with any political party or not, and he can choose not to work with any other political party like he did. He did not want to continue to work with the PF at that time when PF was in government. And Vachileshe, for sure, we cannot join Tonse because Tonse is an alliance, just like us also we are in an alliance. So we cannot, in Uka, yes, so we cannot be just jumping from this tree to the other. I don't think it works like that, and we hit to your advice not to join Tonse because these are two alliances. Maybe the two alliances may agree to work together if need be, but joining Tonse, I think it is not something that.
So that's a non-starter.
That is the non-starter.
Okay.
And Wachireshe also mentioned of Zesco giving Zambians at least 7 hours.
Are you having 7 power? 7 hours of pure power supply, uninterrupted?
No, Wajo.
Mr.
It is a lie. It is a lie. And it is unfortunate that the Vice President, you remember when she received that envoy from Namibia, was it from Namibia or?
It's from Namibia, where they thanked Zambians for supplying
them with electricity. Then the envoy even said, for us, actually, road shading is not that much, and we are very happy that Zambia is still able to give us electricity in times when they don't even have. It's only a mad person who can give what he doesn't have. You cannot give what you do not have. Your own people have got no electricity. Even you are running this TV on a genset.
Yes.
I don't even know whether we'll go up to the end of this program. It is not easy. It is so expensive.
It is.
And the government is able to give out power, to these countries like Namibia, DRC, when your own people do not have. It's insane, I can call it.
What's happening? Mr. Chireshe talked about something that I can only refer to as selective amnesia from you, the politicians. What happens when you form government? You forget your people. Mr. Chireshe was talking about which government officials have ever visited Malole constituency. You forget your people. The ruling party doesn't have a structure in Ngwerere Ward 22 within the capital city of Lusaka. What happens, Mr. Chief? Are you going to forget Zambians as well?
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of this same UPND when it started. UPND, when it started under Mazoka, it was everywhere in Zambia, and the structures were there everywhere.
Okay.
You see? And the structures died when he also died. You see? Yes. Now, I'll tell you this. It is all about leadership. Okay. It's what you want to achieve. The one who is leading that, political party. I don't know really what President Hakainde Hichilema. Maybe for him it's more of business than taking care of the party, because that's what most of these UPND members have been crying. Because since when they won the elections, it's like they were just used and dumped. And we are receiving a lot of members of UPND joining us.
You are on the ground.
Exactly. We are receiving a lot of them joining us to say, but they didn't know to say Kalaba has been in government before. Kalaba has been a member of parliament before. Kalaba has been, a foreign affairs minister. And they know a type of a leader that he is. This party that he is building is not going to leave anyone out. You see, it is going to take care of every Zambian. That I can assure everyone listening to me, being the SG of the party. Even these issues of the cooperatives that they have formed throughout the country, but they are not even... Are
they on paper or are they on the ground, Mr. Chief?
They are just on paper. Listen, you cannot form a cooperative. You find that in one village there are about 20 cooperatives. Is that the way you form? Citizen First is coming, and the real cooperative is going to come, because we are going to make sure that a cooperative is formed maybe at a ward level. You see?
Okay.
All those people in one ward are going to have one cooperative, so that even when they put their monies together, even when government wants to help, it is going to help. Now, the way it is now, you find that 2-3 people, members of the same family, have registered a cooperative, and you call that you are making something.
A husband and wife, I've seen this.
Yes.
Yes. A husband and wife.
And they are even getting money from government to say, this is for the cooperative.
Exactly.
But you can't run things like that. So give us power in 2026. You are going to see things changing. And those who would want to join Citizen First and President Hari Kalaba, you are most welcome. Be part of the solution for Zambia.
Okay, fantastic. Mr. Chireshe, as we go quickly...
Mr. Chintu.
Mr. Chintu, sorry. Mr. Chireshe Wakoda. These Bemba names.
Yes.
It's a problem. Mr. Vincent Chintu, before we go, Citizens First members are watching. President Hari Kalaba himself is watching. But the Zambian citizens, the largest constituency is watching, we are in second half, I must say, of the 2026, obviously, elections approaching. We will be clocking 90 minutes when we go to the pause. What is your message to the Zambian people? There's load shedding, high cost of living, unemployment, especially amongst those that do not have the prerequisite qualifications, if you like, and also those that have are saying they are being left out in the recruitment processes. They are getting people that that graduated last year, 2023, 2022. How about those that graduated in 2021 and going down? They are also complaining that they need employment. The youths out there are hungry and sometimes angry. Inflation also, the kwacha against the dollar, Mr. Chintu. What are you going to do about it? We've heard pronouncements from politicians telling us that once they come in, they will stabilize the kwacha, they will do this. What is your assurance to the Zambian people out there?
Yes, Joe. So my assurance to the Zambians is that the Zambian problems are only going to be solved or sorted out by us Zambians.
Okay.
So a Zambian, whether a qualified teacher or a qualified doctor or a non-employed who hasn't been to school, you are all Zambians.
Okay.
And you all know the problems that you are facing. And the solutions lies, in your hands. So as Citizens First, we are inviting everyone, whether employed, not employed, qualified, not qualified, to come and join us. Especially those who are experts in different fields. Okay. We are calling them to join us as Citizens First because we've got committees. Those committees are the ones that are going to be like ministries in our government. So if you come and join, for example, the committee for finance, it means you are an expert in finance and you are going to bring in value so that when you sit with other people, you're going to know how to sort out the Zambian problems financially. If you are a doctor also, you have to join the health committee so that together you can see how do we sort out the issues of cholera, the issues of other diseases. That's how we are going to do it. So all those Zambians who are qualified, please, through my office, you can join our team so that we sort out these problems. Like I said earlier, the problems that we are facing are going to be sorted out by ourselves. No investor, Joe, that comes in Zambia is coming to sort out your problems.
Aid has been cut.
They are, yes, you see, they are coming just to rip you off, you see. And I like it that President Donald Trump has cut aid to Zambia because maybe he's telling us now to wake up, you see. I've seen videos where some people are complaining, no, why have they done this? But that is American taxpayers' money.
It's not your money.
It's not our money. We should make use of our money. But unfortunately, government is giving away the money through the mines, Wajo.
Making use of our money, Bachintu, I know we are going.
Yes.
There's an interesting sub-headline in one of our daily tabloids which says, NAPSA paid 6 million kwacha fraudulently in partial withdrawals. And you are crying over USAID.
Can you imagine?
To continue giving you money
and you
are misusing your own money.
Wajo, it is the same, companies like NAPSA, which are even building the roads, yet a foreigner is collecting the money. We have the money to put in the roads, but instead of giving maybe, our companies like, National Service, Zambia National Service, we decide to give it to a foreigner, and we get our money from NAPSA to give that one. Can you use this money and construct a road?
When we have
and you'll be getting fees from all these stores for 20 years. What kind of thinking is that, Wajo? So Citizens First, as you have heard, it is you Zambians. You have to be first. This is your country, and you should be the first. Others are prioritizing foreigners. Citizens First is saying we are going to prioritize you Zambians. So join us in sorting out the problems that Zambia is facing.
Okay. Back into your office. Your
Yes.
secretariat. For those that would want to visit your secretariat.
Okay, for those who would want to visit our secretariat, we are in Woodlands, in Elm Road, 14 Elm Road, Woodlands. And then you can also call me on the 0977 414274. 0977 414274. My line with Joe is 24/7.
It's 24/7.
Yes, so you can call me at any time.
You'll be able to pick.
I'll be able to pick.
You heard it for yourself, citizens. Chintu, thank you so much for coming through. We do appreciate you gracing our studios this particular morning.
Sure, I would want also to thank me always for giving us this platform, Joe. You see, so we thank Camnet management for always inviting us. We feel we are home always.
Feel at home. Be at home.
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much, Chintu. And thank you, the viewers out there. Thank you so much for coming through and for being blunt as a Zambian citizen. We appreciate you. And for all our viewers out there, join us in the transitioning